blazing fires, raging adrenaline, and total anarchy, all within the walls of a federal prison.
Hi guys, welcome to Chronicles of a Female Prison Guard. On this channel, we talk about all things related to prison from a women's perspective, okay? I have over 17 years experience working in male prisons from minimum to maximum security, from borough facilities to Rikers Island in New York City. And I got a whole bunch of stories to tell, all right? And we can talk about things that nobody else will talk about. Things that happen on the inside, things that happen during the visit hours, things that happen after visits, in the law library, everywhere. Jail by itself is a whole different world than it is outside. And solitary confinement is another icing on the cake. So without further ado, I want to get into this first video and then we're going to talk about it after, okay? But I just did a little research on this guy that I'm doing a video on. His name is King Von. He passed away really young at 26, which is tragic. He was a black disciple, I believe, in Chicago. And if you know anything about Chicago, Chicago has a really bad gang issue going out there. Black disciples, they probably have Latin kings right now. They definitely have Trinidad, unfortunately. So, you know, this is a scene that I want to get into, and from an officer's perspective, I want to talk about what we're looking at here and what an officer is supposed to do, okay? Without further ado, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, but let's get into it.
Watch King Von throw hands with rival prison inmate over disrespecting O-Block. You can tell something's about to pop off and everybody knows it, because Von started taking off his shirt after calling out rival inmate for dissing famous O-Block member L.A. Capone. However, his op wasn't backing down and was ready to squabble. So Von...
Okay, you got to stop it right there. I want y'all to notice something. Anytime you see inmates gathered and they're in like clumps of groups like that and they're standing around, they got their arms folded, something's about to go down. Any officer would know that. If you're sitting around and guys on in the day room is a place where you would go and watch TV. You're not watching your show and maybe eating your beef sticks, your Slim Jims or something like that, or making coffee. But a large percentage of y'all are either up on a tier, gathered like 5 or 6, 7 of y'all on one side, another group of 7 on the other side. Something's getting ready to go down. Never mind somebody taking off their shirt, okay? That's always a clue for an officer. Another situation would be when it's dead summer. It's like 90 degrees on Rikers Island. In one of the jails that I worked in, maximum security, HDM, we didn't have air conditioning. And there were times it would be, oh my gosh, like 90 degrees outside. If it's 90 degrees outside in prison, it's about 100 damn near. And when you see these guys go and get their winter coats and they're standing against the wall with their winter coats on in 100-degree weather, you know something's getting ready to jump off. Something's definitely getting ready to pop off. And a good officer will pull a guy that's running the jail. It's always a strong one in the house, right? Whoever's in there and he's the strongest one there, you know, pull him to the side. Let me talk to you. What's going on? What's happening? If there's a guy that's a problem, you know, if a guy that's in there that's doing real stupid stuff, he keeps mouthing off. That's usually the case where something like that would start, or he's stealing. Okay, you have somebody like that in the housing area. Let me know who it is. If they need to be packed up, I tell them pack up. Get all your stuff. I'm moving you and taking you out to another area, just to avoid all of the nonsense, all of the fighting, the cutting, all of that kind of stuff. So an officer already knows right here, it's getting ready to pop off. Okay, you just hope at this point that it's going to be a fair one, that it's going to be a one-on-one, and nobody's going to pull out anything. Nobody's pulling out any shanks or anything like that. But let's continue on.
Put his guard up and got into a southpaw position, ready to show him why he can't play with Oblak. Y'all think Vaughn would have made it to the UFC?
Okay, that was pretty short, and that was a fair one. Thank God. Nobody else got involved. They had a one-on-one. I didn't get to see the rest of the fight, but usually after something like that happens, they get their aggression out. Then they make up. It is what it is. We got a fair one. Whoever won, then I guess that person would be recognized for that. But yeah, that was decent, because sometimes it can get to a point where groups on both sides feel like one person is overtaking the other, and they decide that they're going to get involved, and then the shanks come out, and then they start stabbing each other. And if you have something that's really, really bad, somebody can be unalived as a result of it. Now, this is a situation where the officer can either write it up or say, you know what, aggression is normal, especially when you have a bunch of men that are living together, and they have been living together in close quarters. They don't have their women, right? So they're not able to release a lot of the testosterone that they have. They had a fair one, so we're not going to do anything in this case. We're not going to write it up, write an incident report, submit it to the captain, and have the captain, charge them or whatever, and send them to the Bing for fighting. The Bing is solitary confinement, where they're locked up 23 hours a day. They come out maybe an hour for recreation and for a shower. That's it. But most officers would understand that guys living together is hard as it is, and you have all kinds of people in there. You have murderers and rapists and all kinds of people. So you're not gonna, you leave it alone. You let bygones be bygones. Everybody's cool. Everybody's okay. We're not gonna have an incident after this. And if they say no, we're good, you trust that they're okay, and that's it. And you go on with your day. Now, there are other incidents where it can get really, really funky. And let me know if you want to hear more of those stories. All right. And if you do, buy your girl a cup of coffee in the description below, and let me know what your request would be. Okay. Because there are times when more people will get involved, and, gangs will get involved, and it'll get really funky, and people will be called on the outside. But let me know if you want to hear stuff like that. All right. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below. All right. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share.